Okay, I would like to testify on and relive in 5 minutes what I learned when I was a victim of condo conversion.
Okay.
And I found that condo conversions, no one will help you, no lawyers will help you, no lawyers will go up against the developers. You have to seek and find as much law as you can to save yourself. So what I'm seeking to find out of this testimony and exposure is enforcement. In 2000, I think it was 2003, the complex I live in was converged on, and we had no notice. They put a slip up on our door. We had no notice that we had a month to move. We had to move. We had a month. We get 10% off of the condominium if we want to buy it. All Section 8 renters, and I am a Section 8 renters, they had to move first. So immediately I started doing my research because it didn't even sound right to me. And that's when I ran across so many things through the Freedom of Information Act. I went down to the HUD building, and she did not want to let me have the information either. I found out that they were doing so many things against the law because HUD have laws, but developers get away because there's no enforcement. I found out that in the paperwork that was on file with the Department of HUD of Housing was for this developer was a what do you call relocation plan and another plan, a paperwork telling us how much money we would get if they moved us. They would help us move, find us a place, all of those wonderful things. That was not the case. They told us they didn't even know anything about that. So I'm saying the paperwork that the developer present over the city council floor, see, this was passed through city council. I have all the paperwork of all the aldermen that voted for it. The only 2 aldermen that didn't vote to have us moved, 250 families moved, was Beavers and Strozier. So you know that's been some time back. All the other aldermen voted to have us kicked out. I found some other things out because I don't want to go into everything, but the main thing that I'm trying to impress upon people, in order for the developers to stop moving in on us like this, regardless to what HUD laws say, regardless to what a relocation plan say, or we have to put some enforcement in place. Who should we enforce? We should enforce the developer, some type of enforcement on the developer, the alderman that know that the developer is coming up in there. Tony Prickwinkle knew they were there, okay, but she has ties with the developers, okay, so anyway, the money, the federal money comes from the Hill, so there should be enforcement with the alderman as well and the senator as well. And I say that because I saw so many people that I tried to organize pulling their children up out of school in the middle of the semester, just totally depressed because they didn't know where they were going. They didn't have the money. And I live in a gated community, 3 complex, gated community in Woodland Park. I feel safe. Everybody there feels safe. It's a really nice 23-year-old complex, and it still looks nice, thanks to Alderman Bobby Rush at that time, who had it built there for low-income working families. And I'm still there because you know why? Through the Freedom of Information Act, I found out how developers get away with misusing tenants who don't know their rights. Tenants that don't do enough research to go in and find out hey, you're not supposed to be doing us like this. So that's something that will stick with me forever. After I got all of this information, I stayed there until they sent me my, you get a 5-day notice, I got that, and then they send you the eviction notice, and God just sent an angel to me to tell me to go downstairs and ask for a 6-person jury trial. And I did, because I had the ammunition. When I went before the judge at Crane, I went to one of the top eviction attorney office, Crane and somebody, Cram and somebody, Cam and somebody, that's what it was, Cam. And when I asked for, oh, Your Honor, she's wasting taxpayers' money. I said, no, I'm not, Your Honor. I said, I got something you all want to see and want to hear. I was able to go back and forth for a year of continuances until I became 23 years old. Then I was eligible for Social Security. Then I would have been able to buy my unit. My lawyer told me I can get you a year's worth of continuances. And so that's what I did. I went to court for a year, but when they saw all of my findings, they settled with me out of court and extended my lease for 3 years because the economy went bad. The developers had to file bankruptcy, and I was so happy and I was so glad I didn't move. But I was the winner because I fought, because I did research. But so many other people, especially young mothers that don't know how to go about doing this with children, there need to be enforcements when it comes to developers that move in on us with this condo conversion and other things that renters have to go through. And I would say homeowners too, but my experience was as a renter and a Section 8 renter. Because they tried to have Section 8 residents move first. I went and called, found out illegal. They had to send another letter out saying, well, no, that's okay, you all can go and stay. So we want straight, flat-out rules and regulations that will protect us from developers who come in like a thief in the night and converge on us. That's the main thing that I'm concerned about. As a renter, still a renter, 23 years where I am now. I've always served my community, a precinct captain, and whatever else I could do on behalf of the people and myself in that community. Who wants to pull up out of a community where they feel safe and know people and people know them? We need to stay in our communities, but we need enforcement. We need protection in order to stay there. That's really...
So were there any government agencies, or is there a government agency that is kind of set up to do kind of the things that you had to do on your own?
Well, let me tell you what was set up. Metropolitan Tenant Organization, and I brought this with me. After we fought and hollered and screamed, Mayor Daley formed a condo conversion task force. We went back and forth for 4 years. Because the first year, he didn't hold any meetings. He didn't call any meetings. We had to scream and holler at him to start the meetings. Because I guess he thought we weren't serious about any meetings. For 4 years, we went back and forth under the leadership of Alderman Suarez. And there was the real estate people up in there, developers up in there, and we had to fight them. But we were able to get this. Okay? We were able to change the notification period from 120 days to 180 days for a renter if, you know, that really had to move. For seniors and those with disabilities, notification changes from 180 to 210. They might have been in wheelchairs or bedridden or something to that. Low and moderate income renters will receive relocation assistance. Now that's law now, but they had it in their relocation plan where I lived in Woodland Park. It didn't mean a thing. The assistance equals the larger of $1,500 or 1 month's rent up to a maximum of $2,500. And consumer protection for condo buyers. See, at one time a person could come in and see an apartment that was being converged, and the department wouldn't have to come out, and inspectors didn't have to come out. But the inspectors have to come out now to an apartment if someone wants to buy a condominium and check it and make sure everything is A-OK. Well, that's where we stopped at, because Daley was going out and Ron Emanuel was coming in. We didn't get a chance to finish. And that's why I wanted us to pick back up at, because they fought me. Suarez, hollering, yelling, hitting the table and everything when I mentioned enforcement, because they just don't. Everybody's on the side of the developers.
So what are the things that you would like to see change?
Well, I would like to see a rent cap, a ceiling on the amount of rent that low-income families especially have to pay. The rent is really going up too much. Too much at a time. $100 and some dollars going up too much. I would like to see more housing built. For instance, right now, as we speak, Alderman Pat Dowell in the 3rd Ward has a bill that is being redone, and it's on 45th and Wabash. And she is fighting with some of the well-to-do residents down there because they don't want low-income working families to live among them. So it's a fight. I would like to see more housing built for low-income families, much more, especially mothers and fathers with children, you see, because this place that Alderman Pat Dowell had, the larger bedroom, it's only 2 bedrooms. So to the well-to-do people that don't want low-income working families there, it's only 2 bedrooms. It's not like they're going to have 10 and 20 children running through the place. So, and I support her on this move to have, Rosenwald is the name of the complex, to have it redone. But we don't have enough low-income housing for low-income families, not to mention no-income families. We won't even go there. They don't have enough institutions to house them, because the housing, the homeless population is steady rising. I would love to see something done on behalf of the homeless in terms of housing. There was people at one time that wanted to build some small little places. Daley was the mayor, I'll never forget, and these were to be for homeless. Daley he threw his hand at it. Something got to be done with the homeless population. So I would like to see that done as well.